Okay, Curt, what did you just say?
What did I just say?
That you needed a haircut.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting a haircut today. That's right. Yeah, usually it'd be all spiky and fun, right?
It's this added pressure of having video. We're used to being in a secluded room to ourselves where no one can see us and only hear us.
This is dressed up for us, by the way. Well, for me.
I mean, let me just fix my shirt.
All right.
Hold on. Here's how we started the morning. Curt said, I need to put this camera up at a little higher angle so we don't see your double chin. So he started out the morning with you calling me fat.
I didn't say you're double chin. I said, hey, you know what? We can eliminate some chins if we put this up a little higher. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows that.
Well,
it's nothing new.
It didn't feel good.
Sorry.
Good morning.
How about that hilarious way you wanted to start the show? Let's go.
Okay.
High five.
National High Five Day.
And they have.
I only bring this up because of this. Go. What is it?
There's a way to not ever screw up a high five, and I'm
going to try this.
I don't think I've ever screwed up a high five before.
Oh, I screw them up all the time. Like you don't get smack on. You know what I mean? Like you don't get the full. Like
right.
Like miss a little bit.
So bad aim is what I would say.
Yes.
So how do you not ever screw up a high five?
You watch the person's elbow. So I'm going to try this. I feel like I need to back up a little because we're like high fiving like T-Rexes right now. Okay. No, that's still. Are you watching my elbow?
No, both people have to do it then, is what you're saying.
Yes, of course it's both people. Okay, watch the elbow. That was better. Still not ideal.
So anybody who's going to high five with Jen.
Owie, that kind of hurt. You gave a hard high five.
Watch her elbow so she doesn't botch the high five. Is that what you're saying?
I'm going to watch the elbow too.
Oh.
You high five me, I'll watch the elbow.
It was also suggested that our transitions from one subject to the other are too abrupt. We're used to radio where it happens very quickly. So.
Well, it happens quickly and we usually have songs in between.
Okay. I'm going to start using little musical cues when we're transitioning to a new. Let's try this one.
No. Curt, come on. I even like.
It's a new subject now. Which is.
Terrible.
We were talking about bananas yesterday and how to have the perfect banana, right?
Yes.
You described it can be too ripe. It can be
way too ripe. If there's brown spots on it, I'm out. And if there's a bruise on it, bleh.
Perfect banana right here.
No.
Perfect.
Let me also feel the firmness. It's way too squishy.
No, this is perfect.
This could translate into a lot of other different things, but this is too squishy. That is not going to.
If you're listening and you don't have the benefit of the video, it is perfect. It's got just several little
with brown
spots.
Lots of brown on it, and it's soft.
It says Dole Organic right here. Perfect banana.
Of course you have organic bananas. Jeez Louise.
So I just wanted to guess what time?
Stop. Oh, no. This is going to be annoying.
Music transition.
Please don't do that
to the
again.
next.
Don't do that
subject.
again. Okay. On our social media, Curt and Jen in the morning, on I think it's just on Instagram. It might be on Facebook too. Yeah, it's on Facebook.
Right.
There was a video of me losing it laughing because of our day yesterday.
I'm just going to make it really short what happened.
This is story time with Curt and Jen. Okay,
all right.
What happened?
A friend of both Jen and myself called up yesterday while we were doing the podcast, and said, I need a favor. I'm not going to explain a whole lot of detail, but here was the deal. I bought a jukebox, like a big old-timey, heavy-as-hell jukebox.
Well, he didn't say it was heavy as hell.
I need it to be picked up today, and I can't do it because I just had something come up. Can you guys go? It's in Mount Vernon. And I was sort of hemming and hawing because I'm thinking, okay. And also, I know that he lives in Snoqualmie, so we're going to have to go to Mount Vernon.
Time out.
Pick this up.
You told me that he lived in Snohomish.
I may have misspoke, but regardless.
Did.
Okay, so.
That's a big thing in this story.
I'm trying to get out of it like, we're doing a podcast. And then Jen's like, that'll be a fun adventure.
No, I said, we're unemployed. There's nothing else we have going today.
That'll be a fun adventure.
I have a couple things, and this should only take a little bit of time.
Because clearly we're just going to Mount Vernon.
Friends to help.
And we're coming back to just Snohomish is what you were thinking.
Yes.
All right.
And I even said, you know what? Snohomish is right on the way home, so that's not a big deal. Let's just go get it done. And do I overestimate or underestimate time? I think I can get a lot done in a very
5
little
minutes,
bit of time.
exactly.
And I usually fail.
I'm bad about that as well. You know how far it is from my house to downtown? No traffic, 4 a.m, 35 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So anytime somebody calls and says, meet us at wherever, say they want to meet at Ozzy's on Queen Anne. Okay, I'll be there in 20 minutes. It's not going to happen.
No, 20. You just said it's 35.
I know that, but I'm like, I can be there in 20 minutes.
Oh,
all right.
All of a sudden. Anyway.
So, we hop in the truck, driving up to Mount Vernon.
9:30 in the morning, by the way.
We go and we grab this. You know what? And we get there. The person who's actually going to help us load the jukebox is not in the store yet. What was it called?
Or so we think. Lost in the Groove.
Lost in the Groove. Very cool store. Really good people, too. It's an old record, used record store.
So many old records.
So, well, the guy who's actually selling it will be here in a few minutes, is what we were told. And that gave us time to go and get some pies at
Pegasus pie. It was good.
Come back 20 minutes later. The guy is there. And he's like, well, before I give you this jukebox, we have to take it's got 45 records in it, is what it plays.
This is in Mount Vernon, Washington, by the way, which is way north of Seattle. Like, we're close to the border, kind of.
Right, we are close to the border. So I got to take all these 45s out of this thing and then put in the 45s that your friend actually wants in there.
Yeah.
That process took how long? Half an hour? 40 minutes?
They were so, like, they just moved at a small town pace.
Which is fine. I love that, by the way. I love the sort of casual, but not in this case.
Not in this case at all, because we got to go. I want to pick up my daughter, after school.
At 3, right.
Yes.
So it still seems to me we've got plenty of time. But now it's what? Is it 11?
No.
It was later than that.
It was like 12:30. It was 12:30.
Getting this thing into my truck was, it weighs what, 400 or 500 pounds?
It was a yard sale.
Yeah. So we had a giant dolly hand truck that we used. We got up in the truck finally with the help of, was it 5 people?
Yeah. And one big, that muscly guy, Archie.
He got off his motorcycle or something.
He got off his motorcycle. He was like,
guys need any help? You guys need some help? I was like, yes, very much.
Please. Thank you so much.
All right. So long story long, which is what you should say it like that. Long story long.
Archie was very nice.
He was really nice.
He said, Kurt's like, what should I do? Just stand here and look pretty? And he turns to you and says, I think she's already got that covered.
Yeah.
You go back there and help.
Yes. So there I am. Yeah. Well, and so it did take 5 people because it weighs a ton.
Yes.
In the truck, we say goodbye.
We did our best to ratchet things down.
Yeah.
Kurt, you need to change your ratchet system, but that's another
time.
You
can't ratchet to a jukebox. It's all, smooth stainless steel. There's no edges.
You are threading the ratchet straps in your truck. They should already be threaded, ready to go.
Okay.
Yes.
Whatever.
Okay.
So, and we cannot put the ratchet straps around the bottom because it's got a bunch of glass enhancements, decorative things.
You have to be gentle with this, for sure. It's
an
antique.
We thought we had it where we got it. We've got it secured at the bottom. We got it secured across the top.
Yeah.
We're good to go. It's not moving. It's not going anywhere, which it probably wouldn't have anyway, even without the straps because it's so heavy. But you got to strap it down. I understand.
It would have gone places.
How far do we get down I-5 south?
I don't.
2 miles?
Maybe.
All of a sudden, I'd look in the rearview mirror.
Blanket out the door.
We had covered it in
not even out the door. Out
furniture
the
blankets, right? And one of them is just like. So I'm thinking, if the furniture blanket came off, then so did the strap because it was holding it on there.
Right. Yes.
So now we're like, oh, great. All right. So, and of course, I'm like, well, let's just leave it. We'll pull over here.
No, that's littering. We have to go back and get it.
So,
and it could cause danger to somebody else.
Yeah, because I had to get out of the truck and go retrieve this blanket from the middle of the road. People going 75, 80 miles an hour.
So there's just a little video of us, like, all the debacle shenanigans.
That's what we wanted to share with you. That part is hilarious of Jen laughing as I'm almost, I'm defying death, I will say. Defying death, yeah?
Yes.
To get this blanket back. We end up grabbing the blanket, strapping down the jukebox, and on our way. And that was the end of the adventure. Although it took a long time to get there.
Everything, like, we did not get home until 4:30.
That's true.
So that was my 2-hour tour turned into
9?
What, 9:30?
Almost 9 to 5.
10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30, 3:30, 4:30.
So 7
hours.
For sure.
7 hours. I had to get my roommate to pick up my daughter.
But the jukebox is safely in his house, and we were promised, I don't know, probably a 6-pack of beer for our trouble.
No, I don't even
Lucky
drink beer. It is cool jukebox, though. Very cool jukebox. Oh, Kurt, will you please not do that? I don't like it.
I thought we were done with that.
Well, I know where you're going. Yes, I get it. I get why you play the little music. I would like to do a side note here.
Please.
And apologize. To you, our people that listen, that I am sorry that we did not get our video posted until after 4:30 last night.
Yeah.
Because the video would not render quick enough. The audio was posted. Kurt did his job. It was very quick. He got it on all the podcast platforms.
Well, it wasn't your fault that it didn't load fast.
I know. It was frustrating. Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. We are going to try to do better. We're trying to figure it out.
Plus, we had an emergency jukebox tour to go on.
There is that too. But this still should have. Anyway.
All right. Here's a smooth transition. Speaking of jukeboxes, would you give up your phone at a restaurant for a free bottle of wine?
That was a terrible trick.
Perfect segue. But that's a good question because there is actually, and this is in Italy, and you love Italy. You just got back from there.
I love Italy so much. There's a restaurant there that's trying this out, and it's catching on big time. So, Curt.
Yes.
Would you give up your phone as you walked into a restaurant to be more present with the company at hand for a free bottle of wine?
No, see, I guess I misunderstood this because I thought it was trade your phone in for good.
No.
Just for the night?
Just for the night.
Absolutely.
Then so the reason they're doing this is because what they've been noticing is they're providing this great meal for people.
And
they
ambiance.
see people and ambiance, the whole thing, the whole vibe. And people are on their phone instead of being with each other.
Present,
so I love this.
I do think it's a good idea.
The only thing I don't like about it is, you know me, I love to take pictures. I love to capture the moment with a photo. So that would be the only time that I would want my phone. But outside of that, I'm in. Are you kidding? I have two teenage girls, a 20-year-old and a 14-year-old. Yeah, turn your phone in.
Now,
they don't get wine, though. Maybe they get free dessert.
You're not sharing how much you use your phone when you are not at a dinner or anything like that.
I use my phone
a lot.
A lot.
You criticize your daughters for using their phones so much, but I think you're right up there with them.
No, if we pulled up our screen time reports, mine would be far less than, for sure, my 14-year-old.
Right, okay.
Anyway, yeah.
So the free bottle of wine, again, I did think it was like, would you trade in your phone for a bottle of wine?
Oh, just for the night so that you can be present.
Yeah,
I really like that idea a lot.
Being present is good.
Speaking of being present, what about cuddling? Oh, that's perfect for cuddling. You brought this up yesterday at the end of the show, and you wanted to talk about it today.
Let me explain again about the transitions. We were told you guys are too abrupt going from one subject to the other.
Well, because we went from talking about bananas yesterday and how you like to eat your banana as far as the ripeness to airline seats.
I think people can follow. If we, the subject is done. Okay, on to the next thing.
Okay.
That's why we use our voices. But now we're going to have this annoying music, at least for this show.
Okay.
All right.
Well, please stick around despite these annoying sounds.
As Jen said, that brings us right to from phones to sleeping habits. It's not really sleeping habits as much as I was thinking. On TV and in movies, you always see the couples going to bed. They're all snug together. Like, one person's got their head in the shoulder.
Yeah,
exactly. Something like that.
I have my reserve spot on Pat's chest.
And then
firefighter boyfriend Pat.
Yes, I know.
You know what I'm talking about?
Right. I thought about this because Dana and I, totally in love. I adore my wife. She's fantastic. We sleep. We don't sleep. But here's the thing: we sleep as we always have. From when we were single. I sleep on my side. She sleeps on her side. So we're back to back on either side of the beds because I think we both like to have the opening, to put your leg out if you get too hot or whatever. You want to be on that side. So
that's a temperature leg, by the way.
A temperature leg.
Yes.
I like that. Okay, so that's how we sleep with a bunch of space in between. And I thought, just a second.
Okay, I
thought, is that unusual or indicative of anything? I don't think it's indicative of anything because we love each other. But the movies, they never do that. What was your question?
Well, keep going. Keep going.
Okay. In the movies and on TV, they're snugging, they fall asleep, of course, and then the angelic, I got to play that music again. This plays, and it's the next morning, and they're still in the same position they were when they went to bed.
Well,
they don't have any,
happen.
They haven't been smacked in the face or have a dog foot in their ear or whatever, dog paw.
Those movies and TV shows, we know it's not real.
Okay.
What's reality for you guys? Do you go to bed, give each other a hug and a kiss, and then go your separate ways?
We do a little snugging first, and then, typically, and this is very bad, but we're both on...
Your phones?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Well, we used to, up until recently, Jen, remember we got fired, right? We used to, until recently, went to bed at separate times. I would go to bed like 6:30, 7:30 if I could, because we're getting up at 3.
Yes.
And then Dana would come in later, and then she would go to sleep.
We were laid off, by the way, not
that's
fired.
True. Okay, we'll go with laid off then.
It's
we were
gentler.
Disrespectfully
we were
asked to leave.
Okay. Abruptly dismissed.
With no pay. Now...
you cannot say that! Don't say that!
All right. Okay. Well, no more pay in the future because we don't work there.
Oh, right. That's what you meant. Okay, got it.
So my question is, does anybody sleep like they do in the movies, on TV, whatever you want to say, where you're fall
cuddling
asleep
the whole night?
Yeah.
Even if you're moving positions, you're still embraced or tangled up, as we call it.
Right. Now, I think that there's some people that like you said, they're touching somehow. Maybe their foot is touching a calf or something like that. So they're actually they are actually physically touching each other. It's not in a romantic way. I don't know what that is, but regardless.
Okay, so to go back to what you and Dana do. You and Dana go to sleep like
good night.
And then on each side of your bed, looking at your phone, and then when you're done looking at your phone, you put your phone away, turn off your light or whatever, and then go to sleep.
I know I'm going to get brutalized for that.
On your own side.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's you. I'm not going to judge.
Right. But often we will turn off the light, put the phones down, and go to sleep at the same time. But we are. There's a big in the middle. There's a bunch of space because we both want to be on the edge of the bed.
Right.
Facing our individual ways.
Do you always have to be on the same side of the bed? Like when you're in a hotel room, do you take the same side as the side that you sleep on at home?
I haven't thought about that.
That is a must for me. I am always, like, if you're facing the head of the bed, like if you're facing the bed, I am always on the left. Always.
If you're facing the bed, like the base of the bed facing the headboard,
right?
I am on the right, but I don't know about it hotels and stuff like that. I don't know if it still applies.
Oh,
but
I do. I mean, I am very like, there's my side of the bed. That's my side,
and that's where I'm going to put my pillow that I brought with me from home.
Always bring my pillow with me when I travel.
Your own pillow.
Okay, don't hit anything yet. I'm not done because Pat and I we snuggle, and then it is a very what's the word? Like we decide together, like, should I put in my lisperer, which is that's his mouthpiece that he has to put in.
He calls it a lisper?
I call it a lisperer.
That's what it makes
lisps.
you do. Yeah.
He lisps, so I call it his lisperer. I said, you can put in your lisperer now. Or he says, I'm going to put in my lisperer. And that's kind of our signal, like our intentional, like, okay, we're done cuddling for the night. And literally we are back to back with a big section in the middle of the bed.
Just like we were, okay, just like I said, okay. All right. So we are not unusual. Dana and I are not unusual in that.
Because it gets too hot and he only likes a sheet and I like covers.
You know what? That's another thing too. Do you sleep hot? Do you sleep cold or whatever? I think I'm okay either way. Dana goes to bed and she is fully in the covers and stuff. And then of course by morning they're all over the place and she's just,
yeah.
She heats up as the night goes on.
That's a fun little discussion.
Yeah.
Just how mindful are you about what your sleeping habits are?
Well, now everybody's going to be thinking about it.
On the left side or the right side of the bed, even in hotels or anywhere else outside of your home, are you always on the same side?
With your own pillow.
And you cuddle all night.
Okay.
I wish I could cuddle all night. I like physical touch.
Wait do you hear this?
Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay.
Time Magazine.
This is ridiculous.
Time Magazine.
This I love, though.
This is a great
So
story.
much.
100 most influential people for Time Magazine for this year.
Who are some of the people on the list outside of the person I know you want to talk about?
Yeah, well, they have them broken down into different categories. Like as far as artists go, they have Dua Lipa on there, 21 Savage, Leslie Odom Jr., Icons.
Wait, hold on. I don't know who that is.
Well, they're
Leslie Odom Jr. Who is that?
They're super influential people.
You don't know either. Okay.
Icons are like Kylie Minogue, Mark Cuban. He's one of the Sharks.
Kylie Minogue isn't up in the artist
You'd
category?
think she would be. I don't know. She must be doing some other stuff. Then
Sophia Coppola?
Yeah, exactly. So,
okay,
but the one I wanted to talk about is Michael J. Fox under Icons. You talk about, we all know and love Michael J. Fox. I mean, who out there's like, I don't like that guy.
He is just a really
if you go back to
beautiful,
human being,
upstanding human being. Yes.
He loved on Family Ties. And of course, he got into the movies and Back to the Future, which for some reason seems to be on every weekend on at least 2 or 3 channels.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
And it's coming to the big stage. It's going to be a musical, and I cannot wait to see it.
So, but Michael J. Fox, of course, unfortunately, was diagnosed with Parkinson's many years ago.
Early on.
Right.
Early on.
And he has since then done so much for Parkinson's research and raising money. And we, part of that was, his buddy Ryan Reynolds, this is why we're bringing this up as well. Ryan Reynolds wrote an awesome... he put it as a blurb. I wrote this short blurb.
This is how I started my morning with this. This was the first thing that popped up on my social feed, and I was getting a little teary because it's all true.
Would you do it word for word?
Sure.
From Ryan Reynolds. I know Michael J. Fox like I know him pretty damn well. He's funny, he's warm, he's handsome, and intensely smart. He also fails a lot, not just because he has Parkinson's. He falls a lot because he's unafraid to fly. Goes on to say he met Mike 17 years ago. I've watched him raise the bar for purpose and passion. It'd be kind of lazy to simply characterize him as the greatest champion of Parkinson's research on the planet. He's someone who helped my dad along, Parkinson's, along with millions of others. There's more to it as well. Well, I'm going to skip down to last year I watched Back to the Future. What?
This part, look at
It'd be kind of lazy to simply regard him as a movie star.
His uniquely electric wit and self-aware charm, like all the beautiful things that he goes on to say more, but okay,
Right.
Go to the last part.
The thing about his daughter, I watched Back to the Future with my 8-year-old daughter. It's become her favorite film, and for now, Ryan Reynolds says that's enough for me and for her. One more kid from one more generation sees what I saw.
I love that.
And here's the final period. This is the one you really...
I love
You're going to tear up.
Yes. No, I already did, so.
I know how lucky I am to call Michael J. Fox a friend. My daughter still has no idea that I know him. I don't need to teach my daughter the level of compassion Mike has mastered or teach her to tell stories the way Mike tells stories. I need to teach her that it's okay to fall a lot.
This is the best part.
I'll repeat that. I need to teach her that it's okay to fall a lot. It's the absolute best way to know you're flying. Yes. I can take care of that, by the way. There's the applause.
It's just really good. You know, when someone is that influential, I can't even say that word, influential,
right,
like Michael J. Fox, and uses his platform for such good. It's just, I love it.
Right.
I love it.
Michael J. Fox Foundation was formed in 2009, I believe. Maybe before that. But donate if you can.
Yeah.
Help out however you can. It's an awesome nonprofit, and they're doing great work. And so of all the people that are on the 100 most influential people, I have to say that one really stuck out. Nothing against Kelly Ripa and Patrick Mahomes.
You're right.
Or California Governor Gavin Newsom, but the Michael J. Fox thing, pretty huge.
Tory Burch, the designer's on the list too. I like that.
Influence.
Yes. Do we get a blah, 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 blah?
You told me not to do that.
Well, you told me that this show we have to.
Okay, here's a simple one for you. Ready?
It. Yep. Oh, really? All right. I am so guilty of leaving things in Ubers when I take them. I don't take them often. I took 2 Uber rides on Tuesday, and I will tell you what, I forgot my phone in both of them. Thankfully, hot firefighter boyfriend Pat, bless you.
Yes. Thank you. He remembered to remind you to remember?
Is the one that double checks the cars. I think it's just in his blood. He can't even help it. But he's like, hey, you want your phone?
Here it
yes,
is.
Please. Thank you, honey.
You're notorious for leaving things behind in Ubers.
Right.
Which led to the discovery that you're not alone.
No, many people leave many things in Ubers. And the most common things are clothing, which I have left a sweater or a coat in an Uber before. Luggage, which that's crazy to me.
Well, I guess it's maybe in the trunk, so you forget about it.
Headphones, wallets, jewelry, phones, of course, cameras, tables. Help me out.
I don't know, but I want to focus on that one big one. Somebody left behind in an Uber an autographed Taylor Swift photo.
A Taylor Swift autograph, just a framed Taylor Swift autograph. Why are you traveling with that? Maybe they purchased it, but if you just purchased that, you probably spent some good money. So why are you even letting go of it? Why are you letting it out of your person? Like,
it's
I would
be
hold that
super
thing.
valuable someday, even it already is. But how do you forget I've got my autographed Taylor Swift thing. I'm going to just go ahead and leave it here in the Uber.
Right. There's some crazy things that people have left in Ubers.
Well, but
like a big burrito roaster thing was one of the really random ones. I'm like, what? All right.
I'm just thinking that was a nice Uber person to return the Taylor Swift autograph.
Very nice.
Because they could have run and
I think they often do return.
You know what could have happened?
Because that gives them more stars.
The person in that Uber could have flipped a bitch.
And brought it back to you. I didn't want you to say that word. I wanted you to say flip a bee scratch because we don't want to use bad words.
Well, I'm saying it the way that you say it. Well, try to deny it.
Because I said that in the car. I said, Curt, flip a bee scratch. I said the real word.
Yes.
And he's like, what's that? I'm like, are you kidding? He's like, I've never heard that before. I went,
that's
what?
not entirely true. I have heard it before, and I did know what you meant by it because every time, it's obvious you want me to make a U-turn, right?
Right, but you said I've never heard of that before.
I've not ever heard that because I said I think you might not be using that correctly.
Oh.
Because I'm like, okay, so flip a bee scratch. I thought it might be make any old turn or whatever. But she Googled it, Jen did.
Well, because I needed to prove to Curt that it's common knowledge that
flip a B
Scratch.
is to do a U-turn. And you looked it up and it said
Flip a U-turn.
flip a U-turn. So I stand corrected.
Make
Thank
a
you
U-turn.
for educating me on that. Flip a B scratch, which, in case you don't know what B scratch means, it means B.
Yeah, it means
It means B.
Capital B. It sounds way better than make a U-turn.
I suppose so. I mean, are there any other phrases for,
U-turn?
Yeah, flip a
Well,
U-E?
my phone's recording, so look at yours.
No, I'm not
I'm
gonna.
not gonna.
No, that's
People
that's
can
wasted
tell
time.
us. You tell us if there's another word for a U-turn besides flip a B.
Okay, so what did we cover today? We got the jukebox debacle in there.
We got everything.
The way couples sleep back to back and not all snugged up all night.
I hope you have a great Thursday Eve is what I hope. What do you want
Yes.
to talk about tomorrow?
You were
This is
mentioning
what I
this.
want to talk about.
And I have a story with my wife as well.
I have a really this is what brought this up because I stepped in something and it was like, whoa, no.
Tomorrow you get to enjoy the worst thing you've ever stepped on in bare feet.
Or in.
Yeah, but
On or
it says
in,
on
in bare
but
feet,
yeah.
I know.
Well, if you say stepped in, that's kind of suggesting
Well, you never know.
it's this. We're going to go
Right.
stepped on.
Well, I want to know too, or I'm going to post this and I want you to weigh in and tell me.
Okay,
Tell
there you go.
us.
Yeah, we'll get some suggestions for tomorrow. The worst thing you've ever stepped on in bare feet.
Yes.
Or in.
Make good choices. Find joy and spread kindness. Thank you so much for listening.
We'll talk to you tomorrow.